Well, hello, my Jedi friends. I've decided to do an impromptu live, and do you know what I did? I went onto Perplexity AI, and I said, "What is this topical? What is a topical theme this day that people are searching over the internet?" And the topic that people wanted to know about was dealing with energy vampires. Energy vampires. Those beep. So I thought, well, I know a bit about that. I've done loads of videos on energy vampires and how to manage energy and how to set boundaries and how to deal with them. So I'm going to cover that on this live scream. It's a live scream, not a live stream. It's a live scream. You can scream. You can... That's how we deal with energy vampires. We just scream. Ah! So this is a topic that I've had to address on my channel because this channel is mainly for people who are empathic, who take on board this nonsense, who have to deal with energy vampires and think that it is their duty to be polite and put up with them. So let me summarize everything I'm going to tell you on this live stream, and then you can decide whether you're going to watch it any further. I'm going to say, in everything that I say, I'm going to summarize it now. It is your job to identify energy vampires and get them out of your field or life as quickly as possible. Just do it. And there'll be part of you going, I can't do that, Adam. They're my family, or I've got to work with them, or I've got to do this, and I've got to do that, and I have to do that. Well, I'm going to ask you, do you really? Do you really have to put up with these people? And if you do, for any reason, maybe you have to work with them. That's probably a reason why people do have to deal with energy vampires. So if you have to work with these people, then that is something that you can just set boundaries. So plan A is to get them out of your life, and plan B is to have really clear boundaries. And part of being an energy vampire is people will just take your energy for no good reason. They will take it for no good reason, my Jedi friends. And you being a highly sensitive person, being empathic, being a decent human being, you probably think it's your duty to have to listen to it. And how do you know what an energy vampire is? Well, the truth is we've all been energy vampires at some stage. Everybody. All of us. We're all guilty. Everyone at some stage will be guilty of being an energy vampire. And it's when you're in a low vibrational energy. Now you know when someone's in a lower vibrational energy because the world is against them. Everything's been going wrong. It's all so overwhelming. You don't need to be an energy master to know when someone's draining your energy, and it's usually when they're in a low vibe or a low place. So you've just seen now me switch my energy on this script, on this live scream. So someone's low energy is likely to be talking at this sort of level, and you can probably feel that your energy is starting to drain, and quite possibly even your will to live. Now, this isn't about being happy clappy all the time, but it is to say that our energy is wherever our focus goes. And you only need to change your focus to up your energy a little bit so that you don't drain people and you're not vibrating at a lower vibe. Now, I'm giving you live demonstration now of how energy can switch really quickly. You go from a low vibe to a high vibe, and it really depends on where your mind is and how you reflect on things. So this is the important part. The important part of this is you know when someone's draining your energy. Now, there's another aspect of this that's really important, is that there's something in life called secondary gain that most people don't even know it's awareness of. They don't even know it exists. Because some people, they lack charisma and they lack upbeat energy enough to go in and uplift people. What they've learned in their life is if they've got a problem or if they start dumping problems on you, then they draw in more people. They get more energy. People feel sorry for them. People come in to save them. And they've realized that this is a far faster way to get energy than being upbeat and being a little bit more positive, being a bit more articulate, being a bit more outgoing, being a bit more positive, seeing the world in a slightly better light. And that's the reality of it, my Jedi friends. That is the reality of it. And how you respond to these people, these low vibes. And I've had the cat. The cat has come in. Cat wants to go out. Cat's come in. Cat wants to go out. So they couldn't take the low energy. So the cat had to leave. So even cats pick up on low energy vibes and energy vampires when they turn up in your life. So the simplicity of this, my Jedi friends, is when people come into your life and they're draining your energy, they cannot drain your energy without your permission. Working with energy, you can set your energy so that you don't take on board low energy or you don't get drained. And that's where learning energy and how it works can actually help you and create a positive impact in your life. That is how energy works, my Jedi friends. You decide who's going to be low energy and who's not. You decide who to spend your time with. And you decide how much energy you're going to give them or not, as the case may be. Now, if someone comes at you and they're an energy vampire with a low vibe and you give them the time of day, in their personal activating system, they're thinking, oh, that worked. This person's given me loads of energy from me being in a low vibe, so I'll stay in a low vibe and I'll get more energy and attention. When in actual fact, sometimes the kindest thing you can do is say, look, I don't want to hear it. If someone's vibing low, you just walk away, say, look, sorry, don't have time to deal with this. Ironically, people that are sensitive to energy, empaths, are very unlikely to do that because you feel it's your job to listen to that dumpage of low energy. But it really isn't, my Jedi friends. And as you get older in life, you realize this. You realize that you attract energy vampires by your capacity to put up with nonsense. And as you adjust your filter and take less nonsense in your life, you'll have to deal with less energy vampires. And it's that simple. It is that simple, but I say it's simple, but it's taken me a lifetime to actually get there. As someone that's sensitive to energy, someone thinks I have to help everybody, or thought that I had to help everybody. Somebody that wanted to do the good thing, someone that wanted to uplift people. And what you realize as you go through life is that not everybody wants to be uplifted, even if they say they do. Because they're so trained on getting energy off people by having a low vibe and being an energy vampire that it would threaten their entire reality if they were to change that. And it's not your job to try. So there you go. Job done. That's it. That's how to deal with energy vampires, my Jedi friends. It's how to deal with them. They will drain you for as long or as little time as you allow them to do so. And that's just the reality of it. The reality of dealing with energy vampires is that you are the real energy vampire to yourself by putting up with nonsense for too long. Because if you feel that your energy is draining by being with someone, and it's very easy for that to happen, then it's your job to set boundaries to stop that happening. Stop it happening by saying no, by identifying that my energy is going down listening to this. Now, there are energy techniques that you can spend time being with people and not have your energy drained, but you need to be trained in energy work to set your energy up that way. Now, that's one of the things I teach in the Jedi Training Academy, how to protect your energy if you get caught in that situation. You might be at a funeral, for example, and then maybe it's not quite so appropriate time to walk away when somebody's dumping on you or having a bad day. That sort of goes with the territory. Unless you're in Ireland, of course, because an Irish wake is very different to an English funeral. And you're probably not going to be dragged down. You're probably being quite uplifted and be bought lots of drink if you ever find yourself in that situation. The Irish do things differently, my friends. They do things differently. So the bottom line is to protect yourself from energy. If someone's draining your energy, walk away. Just walk away. Say no, sorry, run out of time. Not today, thanks. Or if it's happening at work, if people are draining your energy and are being nasty with it, what you need to do is become a little bit more prickly so they find an easier target. Because empaths tend to be easy targets for energy vampires, and that is where the problem lies. probably feel it's your duty to listen to this nonsense when it actually isn't at all. And there you have it, my Jedi friends. That is how to deal with energy vampires. So I thought I'd record this little video today because this seemed to be a topic that was coming up. We've talked about it at length. And if you're watching this and you're new to the channel, then you definitely want to subscribe, because you've got all sorts of hints and tips of how to navigate the space, of how to feel better and to keep your energy high, to keep your vibe higher despite anything that's going on around you. How to navigate narcissism, how to find your vibe tribe, how to raise your energy vibration, all of these things I talk about a lot, but I don't just talk about them. I actually give live demos of how to raise your energy. And that's where it's at, my Jedi friends. That's where it's at. So this has been a little experiment today, just to go in live at different times. Thank you for anyone that's dropped by to drop onto this stream. I'm going to keep this one brief because I've really given you everything that you need to know about dealing with energy vampires. And it is that simple, my friend. Walk away. Spend less time with people that drain your energy and spend more time with people that raise your energy, and you will feel better for it. And I know that sounds incredibly simple, because it is. It is. If you can get through that discomfort of telling people who drain your energy that you don't want to spend time with them, or if they ask you out, say no. If they phone you up, don't answer the phone. There you go. There's a couple of tips to start things off. You're under no obligation to take calls or spend time with people who you know are going to drag your energy down. And if you learn that skill, then you are going to accelerate in life, and you're going to feel a hell of a lot better for it. And there you have it, my Jedi friends. That is how to deal with energy vampires, the simple version, the straightforward version, the no-nonsense version. And that is that. So on that bombshell, I'm going to love you and leave you, my Jedi friends. If you've got any questions, do leave them in the comments of this live stream, which should go up very shortly after I stop recording. And if you want to amplify your energy or feel better for no reason whatsoever, then subscribe to the channel, because everything that I talk about and all of the gatherings we do are designed to show you exactly how to do that. So thank you for today. Thank you for joining me. And that is it from me, my Jedi friends. Enjoy the rest of your week.